A data engineer is responsible for maintaining an Apache Spark application that runs daily on an Amazon EMR cluster backed by Amazon EC2 instances. The Spark application is configured to run in cluster mode. Following a recent failure, the engineer needs to locate the standard error logs generated by the Spark driver to diagnose the issue. Where should the engineer look to find these persistent logs?
Option A. Review the Yarn Resource Manager logs via the Live Cluster web interface from the Spark UI. Option B. Access the Persistent Application UI to retrieve the initial Yarn container logs from the Spark UI. Option C. Check the Amazon EMR step logs that have been archived in Amazon S3 via the EMR console. Option D. Access the primary node via SSH to inspect the Spark history server logs.
At its core, this question tests your understanding of log persistence in a distributed big data environment. When running complex Spark jobs on managed clusters, debugging requires knowing exactly where logs go once a process completes or fails. This is a common operational task for engineers needing to ensure that logs survive even if the underlying compute resources are no longer active. In my view, the correct answer is option C. When a Spark application runs as a step in an Amazon EMR cluster, the logs for the driver and executors, including standard error and output logs, are automatically captured. These logs are persisted to the S3 bucket specifically designated for EMR logging during the cluster creation process. This is the most reliable method for investigating failures, especially if the cluster has already been terminated or the step is finished. Options A, B, and D are incorrect because the Yarn Resource Manager, Spark History Server, or manual SSH access are not the primary persistent locations for these logs. An important exam tip here is to remember that in cloud environments, logs must be offloaded to durable storage, like S3, to ensure availability for post-mortem analysis.